Jumping over to call queues and what a call queue is. It's a system-generated extension, so it does have its own extension and it's a system user, so it's not a physical person or a real extension per se. What a call queue is a group of users that can bring in a predefined order or simultaneous ring, bringing all the users at the same time. Just like auto attendants, call queues have their own extension number, and there are different types of call queues. And we're going to be going over the different types of call queues in just a second. If I wanted to create a brand new call queue, I would simply hit the blue button that says Add Call Queue. I would have to give the call queue a name, Eric Testing Training. The extension, I would give it a brand new random extension, so I could do 6389989, and that would be my extension number for this call queue. It doesn't have to pertain to any specific user extension, and you don't want to select an extension number that already exists in the domain, as this can cause conflicts later on. Going over the different types of call queues that we have. Round Robin. And what Round Robin does, it routes the callers to the available agent that has been idle the longest. In summary, it's very good for a sales environment or a call center environment where you want to split the calls amongst everybody evenly. That's a great way to do so. It's going to ring one person at a time, and it's going to make sure that that person who last received the call won't be prioritized next in the following ring. Ring All. Ring All is going to simultaneously ring all users in the call queue at the same time until the call is answered. Linear Hunt allows you to route the calls to the available agents in a predefined order. If you wanted extension number 1, then extension number 3, and then extension number 2 to ring, then Linear Hunt would be your way to go. Linear Cascade is very similar to Linear Hunt. The main difference between a Linear Hunt and a Linear Cascade is a Linear Hunt is a predefined order, one person at a time. Linear Cascade allows you to ring groups at a time. If I want 2 extensions to ring first for 3 rings, then I want 5 extensions to ring for 5 rings, and then I want maybe 4 extensions to ring 3 times before finally going to a voicemail or finding an exit strategy, then Linear Cascade would be the way to go. Call parks are different than call queues. Call park is a virtual parking lot, and if you want to configure call parks, they must be within a range of 10 through 19. But we cannot have a call park with extension 111 or 112 or 1000. If you want to create a call park, it's got to start off with extension 10, ascending all the way up to 19, which is the maximum number of parks that we can allow on our platform. So for demonstration purposes, I want to go ahead and ring a call queue, which means I want all my agents to ring simultaneously in one group. To the extension, I'll do 163898. I can select whether or not I want to record the calls that are coming through this call queue. So for the demonstration purposes, I do want to record my calls, and I do want to show statistics for this call queue. In a pre-queue option, I have the ability to select Require Agents. If I require agents on my call, what this means is I will have to have an available agent in my call queue ready to receive a call. If not, my call queue will no longer ring in this call queue, and they will actually forward to an unavailable destination. So if I enable this, and I select Forward if unavailable to 6391, I can make it so that if a call comes in and there's no agents available, it will automatically route to this destination. You can require an intro music on hold, so that if you want to play a promotional greeting prior to ringing the phones in the office, you can do so. Or you can actually play a message to the caller that says, "Your call is being recorded for monitoring purposes," and you would need that full message to play prior to ringing the phone in the office. Then you would enable the required music on hold. I'll be going over how to configure introductory music on hold. Max expected wait time is the setting you can configure if the maximum expected wait time before the call finds an exit strategy. So if you have this set up to, let's say, 300 seconds, you can make it so that if the 300 seconds happens, it'll take a 300-second elapse prior to a call being answered. It will automatically find an exit strategy. If you have it set to unlimited, the call will continue to ring until the call is answered. Maximum queue length tells you how many callers can be waiting in the queue before it says that the queue is full and finds an exit strategy. So if I were able to set this up, let's say to 15, and I have 15 simultaneous callers in my call queue, and they're all waiting to be answered, the very next caller will find an exit strategy, and it will forward, if available, to this user. This is good if you want to have a limit on how many people are waiting to be answered, or if you have an extremely high call volume. Normally, these are set to unlimited by default, and those are not changed. Allow callback option allows callers to have the option to dial a button which is normally star to get a message that says, if you would like to continue waiting in the queue, press 1. If you would like a callback, please press star. And if they press star, it will confirm their callback option, and then it will hang up with the customer and call the customer back as soon as their line in the queue is available, and you will not lose your spot in the actual call queue, allowing you not to have to remain on hold waiting for your time to be answered. In queue options, the difference between pre-queue options and in options is pre-queue is prior that you're waiting in the queue. Once you're in queue options, you're already in the queue waiting for your call to be answered. So your queue ring timeout is how long you will attempt to ring the agents before finding another exit strategy. So I'm in the queue. I'm already ringing at my extension simultaneously, and I only want them to ring for 40 seconds before going to voicemail. Then I would set my queue ring time out to 40 seconds, and then at the end of it, I would like calls that are ringing in the queue that are not answered to go to the voicemail 6389. If I do not want them to go to the voicemail of 6389, I can leave this empty and simply enable the voicemail of the call queue, which will allow me to essentially leave a voicemail in the general mailbox of the actual call queue. I've created a call queue that says Eric Testing Training. This is my extension, and I've already had my settings configured for this call queue. Now it's time to add my agents into the call queue. Once I'm ready to add my agents into the call queue, I can actually click on Agents Available, or this little button right here that says Edit Agents. Either will take them to the same screen. Now when I'm ready to add an agent, I'm not adding extension numbers. I'm adding devices, which is very important to remember. If I add extension 6389, it's going to show me all of the devices for extension 6389, not just my main device. So this is my desk phone. This is my office line application. This is my home phone, and this is the phone that I have on my computer. If I want all my devices to ring simultaneously in this queue, I would have to add each and every one of them individually. Status. You want to be sure that it's set to online, because if I were to add myself as offline, I wouldn't receive any calls. Wrap-up time allows me to set the time in seconds of how many seconds it will take after I've concluded a phone call for me to receive my next call. If I set a wrap-up time of 60 seconds after I've hung up my call, I will not get another call for 60 seconds, allowing me to take my notes or allowing me to finalize a deal on the computer before receiving my next call. Maximum simultaneous calls are how many calls I can receive from the queue at a time. Normally this is good to set at 2, which is the default. Most phones allow 2 calls per device, but some phones can hold up to 6 calls, so it really depends on the device that the person is using. You want to be sure to double check that and make sure that depending on the phone that they have, the comfort level of the end user, you want to be sure that we are setting the maximum simultaneous calls to the amount of calls that person feels comfortable receiving. But you do want to make sure that everybody is set to 1 so that everybody's prioritized on that incoming call. Auto answer is very straightforward. If I were to select auto answer for this device, anytime a call were to ring 6389, it will automatically answer on that person's phone. Request confirmation allows me to actually confirm that I wanted to answer the call, and this is good if I want to have different marketing campaigns. So if I were to press Request Confirmation, it can actually play me a message prior to me answering the call that will say, "You're getting a call from your eBay campaign. Press number 1 if you'd like to answer the call now," and then you're actually required a confirmation for answering that call. Once I know exactly which queuer I want to go ahead and add into my queue, I can go ahead and save the agent, and I will see that my agent is available in my call queue with a maximum simultaneous calls of 1, and the agent is green, which tells me that they are available and ready to receive a call. When I hit Done, I'll go back to my main page, where I can see all my call queues. I can see that I have 1 agent available in my call queue. I can see here that it's a Ring All call queue, with the extension number and the name of the call queue. I can make changes to my call queue. Maybe I've messed up or I need to make a change on how this auto attendant is configured. I can do so here in my Pre-Queue, In-Queue, or Basic Changes. If I wanted to have my very own music on hold for this, let's say campaign that I'm running, I would have to hit my Music on Hold button, and then now, as you can see, I'm on music on hold that pertains to the extension number of the call queue. I can add my own music on hold here, so that when a call is answered and placed on hold, it will automatically hear this file. I can have multiple musics on hold files. I can even randomize them if I needed to. I also have the ability to set an introductory greeting for the call queue. If I needed to tell my callers that this call is being recorded, I would do so by using an introductory greeting because this is the first thing they're going to hear when calling into the call queue. I can upload or record my greeting. I can do something like, "Call is being recorded," so that I know that when it is, then I can actually upload it from my computer and save it, then you will only see the introductory reading if it has been selected. So I will go ahead and upload my ringback file, just as a test. As you can see, I don't see any music on hold here because it's not a musical on hold file. It's an introductory greeting. If I wanted to add just regular music on hold, I'd click Add Music, Song Name, call it Music on Hold. I'll use the same file for testing purposes. And then as you can see from Music on Hold, I have my music on hold, but then I also have an introductory reading. I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for watching.